I want to come back to prayer for a second, because you brought it up a couple of times, the word prayer.
Yeah.
And I've been working with it more. So a little background, right? I came up deeply Catholic, but in something called the Charismatic Renewal. So I was as Pentecostal as you could be while still being Catholic. So I was doing all of that, and I evolved from it, but it was formative, and prayer was such a part of that. And then that kept evolving, and a lot of things have happened in my rich spiritual life. But I realized that as meditation happens, as kind of identifying yourself with the divine, as there might even be like certainly praise, which I know is a form of prayer, but I was like I hadn't been praying in that like traditional, in some ways like get on my knees pray, or like God help me with this pray, or I was like thanking God, because I know it's prayer, but there's this kind of more conversational piece somehow fell over by the wayside over time, and over the last little bit of time I've been reclaiming prayer.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm in a recovery program, right? I'm working on my addiction to alcohol and to pot, and so prayer, like getting on my knees and praying, has been such an important part of that process. And it just becomes clear how for so many of us, and I'm not those that are might be spiritual but not religious, prayer doesn't seem to be something we have access to, in the same way. What can you tell us about prayer? What can you teach me about prayer?
I feel like prayer, again, it's something that for me is as normal and regular as like drinking a cup of water, right? I think that we don't engage in a lot of our practices because we make it like so important and so special. And I have to, like meditation, I have to carve out all this time, and it's not that serious. And it's also so important. And it's also part of us, right? So, I have several altars, like the one that I have like my ancestor altar. And, when I tell folks and kind of support folks around altar work, it's like when we light incense, when we offer water, when we like put flowers, sometimes it could be done in a very rote way, like, okay, so I'm going to light this candle, or only come to your altar when you're going through a hard time. So it's like, what would it look like when you're just like, good morning? The same way that you say good morning to your family, you say good morning. You say thank you. You say, mira, aquí está tu cafecito, if that's what you do. Like, here's a little bit of coffee, if that's what your practice is. I think the part that I take from my, because my father and my mother, they both practiced Lokumi, which is like an African-based spiritual lineage. Although I'm not an initiate, there are some things from those traditions that really resonate with me, right? So prayer can look like thank you. Prayer looks like a song. Prayer looks like ringing the bell. Prayer looks like in community, or even with myself, it could be creating a despacho bundle, right? So making sacred offerings to be buried, to be set on fire, to be given to the water, right? It's an active reciprocal relationship, like all relationships, right? So it's not, think about the quality of the relationships that you only hang out sometimes. I mean, they're fine. They're okay. Or the relationships where someone always comes to you when they need something. How satisfying are those relationships?
Right.
Or that you only go to someone when you need something.
Right.
How nourishing and how satisfying are the qualities of those relationships? So like, that's how I feel my relationship with prayer and my relationship with my spiritual practices are. They're tending, like your plants. You water them, you tell them how cute they are, when they need more nourishment, you give them that. When they need more
Yes.
time, but also you don't fuss with them too much, because if you mess with them too much, they also get sick, right? So just like it's an active relationship that is like beautiful, and it could be as fancy and as elaborate as, when you need that kind of either anchoring, where it's like, yes, I'm going to get all of these elements, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to create this offering, or I am so overwhelmed with joy and gratitude that I'm going to do this. Or like, we're running late and it's like, good morning, ring the bell, like this is all I have time for today. And like, and all of that is good, and all of that
Wow.
is great. Just like all of our relationships, sometimes it's a quick text message, and sometimes you luxuriate for like a whole day together. Yeah.
That is so like that. You really transmitted a lot there. Thank you. That's a gift. Yeah. Again, as I said, I'm at the stage in my life where like prayers getting more of my attention, and I think you just gave me and us a big gift with that. So thank you, thank you, thank you.